In Germany, we have a saying that there is no such thing as bad weather, but only a bad choice of clothing. And I think that is also true for photography, because there is no such thing as bad weather for photography, but only the wrong choice of tools. I visited some extended family on a half island by the Baltic Sea, and for me, long walks by the cold and windy coast are mandatory. But of course, even on a rainy day like this, I could not leave the house without a camera. So luckily, I picked this disposable waterproof camera up for €4 at a local shop. Not only does it match the color of my raincoat perfectly, but I thought it would also be the right companion for a rainy day like this. Therefore, in this video, I'm basically taking film photos of a quiet and rural area and also exploring what a plasticky little camera like this one has to offer. While I'm out in the cold and pouring rain, you should make yourself comfortable, grab yourself a cup of coffee and enjoy this video. The architectural style in this part of Germany is pretty distinct, with those thatched roofs that you see a lot around here and which remind me of holidays and salty air.
Guck mal, das ist ein Bagger.
In rural areas where there's not a lot going on, it can sometimes be difficult to find good motifs. And what helps me at least is to think a bit more minimal and abstract. I like to focus on shapes, patterns, the overall contrast, the amount of subjects or objects in your image to find a balanced composition.
Mama, kannst du mal da vorne um die Ecke gehen? Und könnt ihr mal ganz kurz stehen bleiben? Dann mache ich noch ein Foto von Mama. Das sieht nämlich cool aus mit dem Regenschirm. Noch ein bisschen? Ja, stopp. Einfach stehen bleiben. Ja, perfekt.
So heißt das Bild auch, wenn es gedruckt ist. Mama mit Regenschirm.
Hab. Danke, Mama.
So, this thing says that it has an ISO 800 film in here. And I'm seriously wondering what this is, because since this is a Kodak camera, I think this might be Kodak Gold 800 in here. So when I will develop this thing, I will make sure to check out which film it is. And if it's truly Kodak Gold 800, I think I'll just buy a ton of these and just get the film out. So the negative says that the film is Kodak GT 805. If you have any information about this film stock, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. This part of the island is called the fishland, which already tells that there are plenty of fishermen located around here. the reason for the popularity amongst fishermen for this area is because the sea here is less salty than the average sea due to many inland waters, which also results in a very unique flora and fauna with different animals and plants. But before I accidentally turn this into a nature documentary, let's keep on shooting. This windmill here is actually a really comfy cafe, so we took the chance to warm and fuel up. The coastline is surrounded by some pretty steep and brittle cliffs, and those cliffs were much closer to the sea just a couple of years ago, but a lot of the material from the cliffs simply broke down. Therefore, it's relatively dangerous, and if you want to watch and listen to the waves from up here, you have to be careful and watch your step. As I finished the last shots on this disposable camera, we have already been walking for a couple of hours, and at this stage I was already pretty soaked. To share my thoughts on the disposable camera, the lens is not the sharpest. The images are pretty grainy and for sure also very underexposed. But if it wasn't for this camera, I probably wouldn't have taken any images at all because I would have been too scared that my camera would also get soaked. So even though it sounds cheesy, I think there is some truth to it. The best camera is the one you have with you.
Als ob ich nur eine Kamera mitnehme.
And for those gearheads out there, here are some information I found on the camera. The Kodak Water and Sport single-use camera features 27 exposures, floats in water, waterproof down to 50 feet, 1/100th of a second shutter speed, rugged-durable, shock-proof rubber shell, scratch and sunscreen-resistant lens, great for rocky rides and bumpy trails, makes your girlfriend look like a hippopotamus. Wait, what?